it's a new day. Julie and Milo show is coming your way on Pass.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. Today is April 7th, 2022. My name is Julie. I am coming to you from Orange County, California. My dear friend Milo. Milo, if you could please say hello.
Hey, how you guys doing? It's Milo from Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you, Milo. Milo and Julie and Milo show today. We are so glad to have one of our guests here today. It's Bob Takusi. He's here with us. We're getting together and we kind of wanted to see how everyone is doing coming back from the global event. We had such a pleasure of watching the global event with Mr. Ash Mulford. And we call it this interview today, what was it like for the first time we met Mr. Ash Mulford? I wanted to say thank you, Bob, for being here with us. Please say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. All the Julie and Milo show, watchers. It's a pleasure for me to be here. And it was also a great privilege to be with you all over the last Wednesday with Mr. Ash when we introduced ONPASSIVE to the world. It was just an
awesome. Bob, so let me jump right in and ask you, what was it like to be invited to Boston? When you heard that you were going to Boston, what feeling did you have? What was it like?
Oh my God. It was like you received the call from the President of the United States to come to the White House. In simple terms, I mean, it was joyful, and also just that satisfaction that, hey, the moment is here where we are beginning the launching process of this, our dear ONPASSIVE, which we've been waiting for almost 4 years. So it was just very thrilling. First of all, we did not expect the call. We thought we were just going to be on the panel on the day of the event, so it was a surprise to us. We were taken aback. I believe it was like on the Monday night that we got the call, and then on Tuesday we began scrambling to figure ourselves how to get to Boston.
It was very genuine, where everyone received a call, was like, okay, we're ready to go. I'm ready to go. My bag is packed, and everybody was truly kind of jumped in and did it. So how did you, what did you expect, right? When you received the call and prepare to get on the plane and just to get to the airport, from that time, receiving a call to the time that you got to the airport in Boston, what was it like? What ran through your mind at that time?
Oh my God, I just ran through all kinds of emotions. First of all, I work, so the whole day I was very, very unproductive. My mind was just racing through, just playing the events of, that Wednesday. Remember, all of us have been speculating what is going to happen. We didn't know how, where. We thought something was going to fall from the sky. Everybody was just coming up with their own theory. So I spent my whole day thinking as such, but also kind of preparing my mind to meet Ash Mulford. Ash Mulford is somebody that I have great reverence for. He's somebody that we revere, we like. He has more than 1 million plus people who actually adore him. So just the fact that I had to go meet him. In fact, I did not eat most of that day. I did not eat until I got to the airport. It was when I missed my, no, not missed my flight, when my flight was delayed at the airport that I actually figured out to get a sandwich to eat. So that's how much joyful I was.
Let me jump in here really quick, Milo. I know you're currently working. How did you get that Tuesday off? Did you like call in and say, I'm traveling the next day? How did you arrange that?
Remember, Mr. Ash had told us the week prior to that Wednesday was the day that we're going to launch. So I took the day, I had taken Wednesday off. So, I had Wednesday off. So I had to work on Tuesday, and then I got off at like 4 p.m. I left the house because I work from home on Tuesday. So I left the house at 4 p.m. Ran straight to the airport and I made it. Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of like rushing it and cutting it close. So tell me
Yes.
what it was like. You flew to Boston. Was your flight okay? And then when you landed in Boston, tell me your feeling, because I think you were you the last one there, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me what it was like to walk into that.
Yeah. You know, I think Julie knows this. Julie was here in Maryland last summer. And I don't know if you remember our conversation. I've always believed that there is something, the hand of God is hovering over ONPASSIVE and Ash Mufarem. I've always thought that Mr. Ash is, there's something supernatural about that man. I've always had that feeling. And I have my own personal spiritual connection with him. So when I got to the airport and I missed that flight, in my mind, I already knew that I was going to catch up with you guys at the hotel. I did not miss the flight. There was a problem with the aircraft, so we got delayed about an hour and something. So my mind was telling me that I'm going to meet you people at the airport. I knew I was going to catch an Uber ride and catch up with you guys. But as God does his things, something happened to keep all of us together. You know, something happened for all of us to get to be together so that we go to our Father, so that us gets to meet all of us together in one whole. So when I got to the airport, I cannot forget Chris Johnson's voice. He's still ringing in my head. I can still hear his voice. See me. Remember I spoke with Julie. I tried to pin her my direction. You know, so everything just worked out. As I'm coming to the airport, you guys are getting ready to just walk out for us to get our Uber ride. Do you think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. You know, I just think we were all supposed to be together. My flight delayed also made everybody to get together. And then, I mean, the little hiccup we had with our hotel arrangement and all that. So all that time worked in our favor. It was the good Lord favoring us to be together so that we can get to the hotel together and all embrace Ash Mufarem at the same time.
That was beautiful. You walked downstairs from that steps at the
Yes.
airport,
And
and
I
we all
hugged you.
said, "Bob is here! Bob is
Yes.
here!" And
You know,
it was kind of like the reunion of the family.
yes, yes.
We definitely made a scene there at the airport.
Mhm.
And then we all got the direction where we're heading. We all
Mhm.
split in the Ubers, and once we get to the airport, and we kind of gather one Uber after the other, we came
Mhm.
on. What was it like for you to meet Ash right there in the lobby of the hotel?
No surprises, because I had already played him in my mind, the kind of man that he is. Remember that I was the first person to actually lock eyes with him. I saw him before everybody. Remember, we were all standing at the lobby, and I had the vantage position to see him walking towards us. Everybody else could not see him. And this is what he did to me, like this. I should shut up, right? And then he came and surprised all of us. And then he picked me up. I'm a big guy. You all saw me, right? I'm a pretty big guy. Ash Mufarem held me and carried me up. And he hugged me tight, like a brother. The feeling I have from him is he looks at every single one of us like his family. I believe with every fiber of my being that Mr. Ash looks at all of us in ONPASSIVE as his own family. That's the feeling I had throughout the entire weekend. Every time I crossed paths with him or we were together, you could sense that. And then his aura, oh my goodness, the man's aura, you know, when he approaches you, you can smell him come approaching you. And when he goes away from you, his smell lingers around and fades away gradually. But whatever he tells you or whatever he says is worthy of your remembrance. I mean, even if he's making a joke, the context in which Ash Mufarem makes a joke is significant. Whatever, in fact, I actually felt like having a recorder to record whatever he's saying, because everything the man says makes sense.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Bob, and it was a great feeling when he met all of us and he treated us all like VIPs.
Yes.
You know, so let's move forward a little bit. Let's go to, you know, we took our luggage. He said, go get your luggage. I've got to go downstairs, get the conference room ready and stuff, and I'll be back and I'll meet you up here for dinner. Tell me what you thought of the dinner. What happened at the dinner and what did you think?
Yes. First of all, before the dinner, I remember we all had to check in. He came and he told you guys, come on, go check in. I was just so impressed by the fact that, you know, in most cases, you have to give your own credit card for incidentals and things like that, just in case, you know. They didn't take any of our credit card. You just had to identify yourself and then you go into your room, and then we had credit to have for anything that you want to have. So he actually wanted us to feel home. He actually showed us love and respect. And then the dinner, it was, I mean, you could tell that there was a nicely laid out table for all of us to sit like a family and eat. And then, you know, he expressly said that everybody should get whatever they want. There was no limitation, you know. It wasn't like, you know, I'm trying to save money or, you know, no, you guys go ahead and eat what you can. Feel free, relax, you know, and that's what we did. And then in the course of that evening, he said one thing that resonated throughout the weekend for me as well. When he talked about, because we were sitting directly across from him, Oliver and myself, when he talked about replication, he was actually talking and looking straight across from the table from me. Replication. I think that was very significant because he's trying to tell us that we know that it's a done deal that we are all going to run into abundance. Now, what do we do with it? We have to replicate, right? So we'll go out there and impact the people, empower people to also go out and empower people. I think that was a message that he was trying to send to us that evening, which I received it very well. But the evening was very, very good. We had the chance again to sit together, you know, talk with each other, know each other. I was sitting next to Chris Johnson again. He came around, and, you know, Auntie Lynn and everybody, you know, just the warmth and the excitement in anticipation of the day to come was very thrilling.
Absolutely. It was such a beautiful time. We all get to meet and sit down and break bread together. And just the conversations that he has at the table as a whole, and then the side conversation a little bit with a few people, and then he comes back. It was just a harmonious, you know, evening together, relaxing. I do know that we were at the bar restaurant, which is kind of noisy on the other hand, but we all closed that restaurant, that bar that evening. And then we were sent to a room and just kind of prepare for the morning. He goes, just go rest. And I knew immediately after that he has to go back to work, has to go back to literally prepare for the next morning. So, Bob, when you woke up, did you feel real at all for the next morning on Wednesday? And then as you are making your way to the event or the room, the meeting room, what was it like? What runs through your mind at that time?
Yeah, when I woke up in the morning, I didn't really sleep much. Of course, you know, your mind is just playing with you. You're up most of the night, just tossing and turning, and just thinking, anticipating what is to come. Woke up in the morning, went downstairs, got breakfast, and then when I entered the room, you know, I had the feeling that I had the first day when I signed up for ONPASSIVE. I had that feeling. I knew that we were about to be part of history. I knew at that moment that something special is going to happen in this room, and I have the privilege to be here at this moment. Well, some of us might not know the significance of what happened that day. I believe most of us do. But at some point, something is going to be written about what happened that day. And the 20 of us plus Mr. Ash who were there, our names are going to be written down somewhere that these are the folks that were there. I remember being in that room and listening to someone calling Mr. Ash and telling him to press the button or to click to start that event. And I was in there. So it was a historical moment for me. But I was assured by that feeling that I received, that I got when I first signed on and I was paying through Cash App. The feeling that I had was a deja vu for me.
Wow.
Absolutely. It was something to behold. So tell us what you thought about when most of us were trying to guess what was going on, how this was going to drop from the sky. Tell me what you thought when you seen it. Explain to us about Dubai. Let's go there first.
It was very, 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 very exhilarating, looking, the imagery, the imagery was very, very captivating. What a way to actually introduce a company to the world. It was very, very, very exhilarating. It was an exhilarating experience to me, seeing the dancing fountain. You realize that the music was playing as it was being introduced, and the fountain was kind of dancing with the music. Some people did not capture that, but that was what was happening. And then the laser building, just the art, the science behind the projection of ONPASSIVE and those images that you saw, it was extremely, beautiful to see. It was a great, 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 great sight, and I loved every moment of that presentation. I don't think there's any company that has ever introduced itself or herself like that to the world. It just tells us where we're going to position ourselves and where we're going to start. I thought it was just brilliantly done, and the fact that Mr. Ash kept it as though nobody knew what was happening. We were all guessing all kinds of stuff. Some people were saying things are going to drop from the sky and all that. And then it happened to be, right there in the city where everything computer science related now is now converging. I thought it was also a brilliant strategic move for us to be in Dubai, because that region, that Gulf region right now, they are all trending towards digitalizing their whole systems and their economy. So Ash Mufara takes us in the middle and say, here we come. We have everything that you need. So that market in that region, we have captured it.
Absolutely. It was a phenomenon for all of us to witness this. Were you expecting the fact that the light, the lavish and the Dubai, top of the world, everything is luxury, but yet before that he showed an uplifting video where ONPASSIVE literally taking Oblast and show it to the world. I mean, you're looking at India, you're looking at the project that he's doing with the staff in Dubai, in Hyderabad, and then you look at Dubai. Did you expect both of those to be in that same moment, in that same event? Were you expecting that?
I was not expecting that, but I was not surprised.
Right.
And here's why. That is what I call the personal legend of Ash Mufara, his personal legend. He's about to introduce this company to the rest of the world, but he says, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm all about. He comes out with Oblast because I believe very strongly that Mr. Ash Mufara had always in his mind, even when he was a child, has always thought of doing good to mankind. This is who the man is, and this is the moment that he's about to change the world, basically. But he's going to come out as he is, as his own original self, what is in his mind. And he's also giving us, we the founders, a message that yes, we're about to receive abundance, but this is what the world needs. Let us all embrace ourselves and uplift the world. So I was surprised to see that, but I got the message immediately, what that meaning, what that all meant.
Absolutely. And I think the whole entire event depict a message as, when I'm full, when I'm here celebrating, yes, I'm not forgetting the unfortunate.
Yes.
people around the world, and it was just really beautiful. And obviously, we all was crying our tears and running, and it was just amazing place and part of our life to be able to witness all of that. So Milo, back to you.
I agree with you, Baba. It is Mr. Ash Mafaro, and he has come and he leads us, he leads by example. And, when he said, I might not be able to change the world, but I can change somebody's world, that hit a chord with me because, you might not be able to change everybody's world, but you can change somebody's world. But if you change somebody's world, he changed mine, yours, and Julie's world. Now we can go out there, and you were talking about repetition. We can go out there, we can do the same thing, and it's I believe ONPASSIVE is going to change the world, one person at a time. It started with Ash Mafaro, but now there's 1,250,000 or whatever that are going strong, and I believe that is what's going to happen. So let's move on to so the next, or that evening, we went out to Eddie V's and we had another meal. Let's talk about that. Tell me what you thought of that and some of the nuggets that was laid down for us.
Yes. First of all, our gratitude to Mrs. Ash Mufere, Ash Mahan. I think she's the one who arranged that for us. So that tells you also she has good taste. The place was prepared for royals. I think, I've never been to an upscale restaurant to that magnitude. I can tell you that. But it also told me something about Ash Mufare. He's a man who has attracted abundance inside his soul. He's not limiting himself by anything. He still insisted on us to get whatever you want. Even on that Tuesday night, I remember when I think he was sitting with Julie and they ordered something came. I don't know if it was some finger food. He said, go and bring me like in a big bowl, right? Remember? That's who Ash Mufara is. He doesn't want any limitation of anything. He has attracted abundance inside his soul. And that's why he's able to share it with all of us. And that's the message that, he was giving us. But the dinner was very nice. I had some very good scotch, expensive scotch. I like to drink scotch, had a couple of shots. And then, the round table discussion where everybody spoke, we spoke from our heart. You could see Ash Mufara very relaxed, very happy, eating with all of us, like, go biblically, like I'm a Christian, like Jesus Christ and his disciples. That's the image that came to my head, and just all around showing us gratitude, love, and respect, that evening before we left, and then telling us a few things that we cannot say on air here, but just assuring all of us that, hey, this is it. We are good. We are good to go. It was just a very, 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 very overwhelmingly nice evening to be with him. And then just to also show you the grace of Ash Mufare. That evening, I have a team with our team is not too big. I mean, the people who are serious about ONPASSIVE are small. So we have our webinars on Mondays and Wednesdays. So on that Wednesday, we had our team webinar. So I remember I came next to Mr. Ash and I told him, I just went down by him and I said, Mr. Ash, we have our webinar, team webinar. These are some of your people who, are having a webinar right now. He stood up and spoke to us. I held my phone and do you know everybody I'm also like a star. Ash Mufara is very graceful. The man is down to earth. You can tell that he's an extremely intelligent man, but he's just trying to make everyone around him be comfortable. And that's what he did for us throughout the weekend.
Absolutely. You are such a leader, Bob, because you were there, but you still remember your team. You still remember the people that you share ONPASSIVE with. And I think that's really big on what you are doing on that evening, because you took them along with you. And I'm applaud you for that, and I applaud for for you to actually giving me a chance to also wave hi to them
Yes.
as well. That was very beautiful. I know Mr. Ash Mufarad is not here, but somehow, somewhat, I have a feeling that he will listen to the recording of this. So what would you say to him if he was here in our recording studio right now?
Oh man, a lot. I have a lot. I can take a couple of hours, but I just want to remind us of something. Mr. Ash got us together and he gave us love and respect. He also empowered us, you know, directly. He empowered us. Did you remember that when we were all speaking to the people after the event, we were talking, Mr. Ash brought each one of us and sat us on his chair. I'm an African, you know, by origin. That is very significant to us. You know, in our household, the chair that our father sits, we cannot sit on. So for Ash Mufara bringing us and sitting us down on his chair, he was empowering us also. That's the significance of that. That you guys go out there and replicate yourself. That was what Mr. Ash did, which I want to thank him. This is the message I'm giving to him. And then also, Ash Mufara went to his bag, took his perfume, and sprayed it on each and every one of us, the males, because it's a man's perfume. That is also another empowering message that he's giving to us. He's blessing us and like, you could not make this up. This is the man's heart. That's how he feels. He's saying that, okay, this is me. I want to share me with you. Thank you, Mr. Ash.
Absolutely, man. What an awesome experience for all of us that was there, and to meet the man, Mr. Ash Mufaro. You know, like to thank you, Bob. We're running out of time, but want to thank you for coming on the show and telling us how you felt. You know, it's great to hear that. So I want to thank you for taking the time and doing that. And back to you, Julie, to close it down. Take us out.
Thank you, Milo.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bob, for being here with us. It was such a short notice for you, and you have arranged your time to be here with us. It's literally spontaneous, being spontaneous of the Julie and Milo show, and we're grateful that you accept the invitation. Any last words to our viewers, Bob?
To the viewers of all our viewers and all those worldwide who are finding out about ONPASSIVE, there's something that I want to let everybody know. It is called S to the third power. Now, you know, I'm in the IT industry. I've been in the industry for 24 years, okay? Now, we have our small team, the IT Tech Pro guys. All of us combined, the four of us combined, we have almost 90 years experience. We are saying, I'm saying this on behalf of all my fellow colleagues, we are saying that the 3S, S to the third power, ONPASSIVE is superior, okay? The products of ONPASSIVE are superior. We say this authoritatively because we are in the industry. We are using these products every day. I use them every day. We'll find another day to come and talk about the products. But ONPASSIVE products are superior. What is coming into the market? There's nothing in the market right now that can compare ONPASSIVE products. I say this as someone inside the industry. Number two, ONPASSIVE is sophisticated. It's the most sophisticated system that has ever been built. Remember, it is being built with artificial intelligence from the scratch. We are sitting inside an infrastructure where the underlying layer of this infrastructure is artificial intelligence. You know, so it is built and then intelligence is applied to it to imitate human behavior. So there is no system, none of these big tech companies right now that have a system like ONPASSIVE. You know, and then there is that underlying invisible sublime component, which is love, compassion, affection, that we have inside this product. That is why we're going to outmatch everybody that's out there. And the third S is security. ONPASSIVE is secure. I'm a security analyst. We have spoken with Mr. Ash offline and online, and we know that ONPASSIVE has more than enough security controls to protect everything that we have. The system, the data, the employees, everyone. So that's what I want to send out to the world. So ONPASSIVE is a win-win-win for all of us. So S to the third power.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I will absolutely taking what you just shared here and put it on a post and put it out there for all the people. Thank you, Tech Pros. And I'd like to add one more S to it, and this is just Julie's S, because
Yes.
I drop S's and I add S's when they're unnecessary too. But I like to say ONPASSIVE products are sustainable also. And and thank you for me just to add that S in
You're
there.
welcome.
It's just because Chris always teased me. I'm always drop S's, and my daughter said I'm always adding S's into it. So I like to add to what you're saying. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. And I'm going to take on Milo's invitation. He invited me to Tennessee, so I did not forget that.
Absolutely. That was somebody's calling line, but that's okay.
Okay.
Bob, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Milo.
There you have it, everyone. It's Bob Takusi, one of the O Pro Tech founders of ONPASSIVE, and we're grateful that you are here. We're grateful that you are taking such a short notice and just being here with us. And thank you for sharing your knowledge with ONPASSIVE and with our viewers as well. Everyone, if you heard this and if actually this ring your heart, the bell, pull your heart a little bit, get back with the person who shared this with you. Get back with Bob if you happen to be in one of his webinar, and ask him how you could become a founder of ONPASSIVE, and get back with the person who shared this with you. Thanks so much for viewing. Good night from Orange County, California.
Thank you, and good night from Bel Air, Maryland.
Good night from Nashville.
Stories as to how they tell when they joined and how they're doing so well, telling us what it's all about today.